Good afternoon and welcome to this breakout session to all our listeners from Rwanda, students, lecturers, and university staff. You have connected to the breakout room with representatives from Belgium, Portugal, and Sweden. My name is Ben Nupnau. I'm working at the EU delegation in Rwanda as the head of the political section, and I'll be your moderator for this session. We will start this session by showing you the different videos on the possibilities to study in the three countries, in Belgium, in Wallonia, Brussels, and Flanders, as well as in Portugal and then Sweden. And we will come back in about half an hour after these videos have been shown to you. And then you will have the possibility to exchange and to ask questions to our panelists. So thank you very much and enjoy the videos of the three countries and presenting the study offers in these three countries.
We will now hear from our colleagues from the Embassy of Belgium, who will talk about opportunities to study in Belgium in different programs.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this presentation, Study in Belgium. My name is Loïc Lefebvre and I work for Wallonia Brussels Campus, the agency promoting the higher education institutions of the French-speaking part of Belgium. But so first, let's have just a very quick reminder about Belgium and the Wallonia Brussels Federation. Some of you may know that Belgium is a federal state of Western Europe. The country is one of the 6 founding members of the EU. And in Belgium, one of the specificities is the fact that we have 3 communities: the French-speaking community, the Dutch-speaking community, and the German-speaking community. And today I will present you the higher education system of the French-speaking community of Belgium, what we call the Wallonia Brussels Federation. So let's start with this presentation about the higher education system of the French-speaking Belgium. If I had to characterize our higher education system, I would say that it's a very diversified higher education system with 3 different types of higher education institutions. We have 6 universities, 19 university colleges, and 16 schools of arts. And you can also find this diversity in the offer of our study programs, with academic programs and with professional-oriented programs. But first, let's have a focus on our 6 research universities. We have 6 research universities spread over the Wallonia-Brussels territory. 3 of them are comprehensive universities and 3 of them are specialized universities. And our universities cover 21 study and research fields. So meaning that they cover the whole spectrum of science. And here you have an idea of the structure of the studies within our 6 universities. So it's a 3-cycle structure with first a bachelor degree in 3 years, then you have the master degree, 1 year or 2-year master degree, and then after your master degree, you have the possibility to continue your studies with a PhD. It's also very important to mention that our universities are oriented to research education. So research is one of the main missions of our universities, and that's why a lot of collaboration are possible within inter-university doctoral schools. Then we have also 19 university colleges. Our university colleges are more focused on applied research and more focused on professional experiences. So for the student, if you decide to study in one of these university colleges, from the very first year of your bachelor, you will have a lot of professional experience with a lot of internship in company. And here you also have an idea of the study structure offered by our university colleges. So also the possibility to study a bachelor degree and also the possibility to study master, 1 year or 2-year master degree. Then we also have 16 schools of art. Some of them are very small, but very international. So yes, it can go from 30% of international students on average up to more than 90% of international students. And our 16 schools of arts cover 4 arts fields: performing arts and broadcasting and communication techniques, plastic, visual and spatial arts, music, theater and drama. And then you also have a very central place for the student artistic project from the very first year of the bachelor. They also offer bachelor and master degree. And now I just would like to highlight 5 great reasons to choose the French-speaking Belgium as a study destination. And the first one is the fact that when you decide to study or research in Belgium, you decide to live in the heart of Europe. So be sure that you will study and research in a very international environment. When you have a look on these statistics, you can see that within our student population, 20% of our students are international and 20% of our professors are also international. And regarding the PhD student population, more than 40% of our PhD are international students. It's also obviously important to mention that Brussels, our capital, hosts the headquarters of the EU and the NATO, and so many international organizations are located in Belgium. So it just gives you a lot of employment opportunities, internship opportunities once you have completed your studies. Then it's also for the excellence of our higher education institutions. 3 of our universities are ranked in the top 100 Europe's most innovative universities, and a large number of internationally famous scientists were produced by our higher education institutions. You may know that we have 11 Nobel Prizes, and for a so small country, it's a huge number. Then it's also for the excellent training financed by our authorities. So for a student from Rwanda, it will cost you €835 per year for bachelor, master degree, and PhD studies. And we suggest you to check the admission deadlines directly on the website of the university of your choice. But we suggest you to apply already in February or March to start in September 2021. You also have an idea about the monthly living costs. So you have all of the different information, and you can also find all of this information on our website, obviously. Then it's also an opportunity to learn French. Obviously, it's not an obligation because we have a lot of programs entirely taught in English. But if you decide to study for a master entirely taught in English, you will always have the opportunity to learn French for free in one of our university colleges or schools of arts. And finally, it's also for quality of life because Belgium offers very vibrant cultural life with a lot of festivals, student projects, cultural events, and of course, a tasty gastronomy. Everyone knows our Belgian waffles, or fries, and or chocolates. So, and it's already the end of this presentation. If you need more information, do not hesitate to check on our website, Study in Belgium. You will find all of the information about admission, fees, programs, scholarships. Do not hesitate to contact us via this email address. And I also invite you to check the websites of our 6 research universities if you want more information and if you are interested in research. Thank you.
Hello, let's talk about the master program of VLIR UOS in Belgium. VLIR UOS is the platform in which the Flemish institution of higher education joined forces within the context of university cooperation for development. VLIR UOS supports a selection of development relevant master and training programs organized at a Flemish university or university college. The international master program are accredited initial or advanced master programs of 1 or 2 years on a development relevant subject. The programs have a specific but non-exclusive focus on international Participants from 31 countries with specific courses, applicable content and adapted teaching and learning methods. Each master is supported with 12 scholarships. It's also possible to follow international training program. The International Master Program entails 15 different masters. All of them are in English and given in different universities of Flanders. Vleer UOS provides full scholarships for the total duration of the master program, 12 or 24 months. It's not possible to apply for a partial scholarship. More details on the different allowance can be found on the website. A scholarship covers monthly allowance, one-time payments, visa fee, insurance, international travel and tuition fees. Eligibility criteria for a scholarship are the following: nationality and country of residence, age, professional background and experience, fungibility with other Vleer UOS funding, and also previous scholarships that have been given by the Belgian government or Vleer UOS. The organizing institutions are responsible for the selection of candidates. They set the academic and language criteria and define the selection procedure. A call for scholarship application is launched every year in November. It's open now. The deadline for submission depends on the master program you're applying for. All the details are available on the website of Vleer UOS. Thank you. Let's talk about the master programs and training courses of ARES in Belgium. ARES is the Federation of Higher Education Establishments of the Wallonia-Brussels Federation. ARES organizes specialized master degree program or 4 to 6 month advanced training course within higher education institutions of the Wallonia-Brussels Federation in Belgium. The master program entails 13 different masters. The most of them are given in French, 3 of them are in English. ARES organizes also training courses. Next year, they will organize 4 different courses. All of them are in French. Each year, ARES grants an average of 150 scholarships as part of the master's program and 70 grants for training courses to citizens from countries in the global south. The admission criteria are the following: country of residence and origin, age, diploma, relevant professional experience, have good mastery of written and spoken French, apply for only 1 training course. A scholarship covers international travel costs, living allowance, indirect mission fees, arrival allowance, tuition and return fees, registration fees, insurance fees, travel costs that are part of inter-university training. For the application, please apply before 15th of January for the training courses and 5th of February for the masters. All the details are available on the website of ARES. Thank you.
In the next video, we will hear about opportunities for study and research in Portugal.
As human beings, we have multiple senses receiving information from several sources at the same time. We gather all this data and use it to create. Creativity is the heart of innovation, and creative people need to be inspired, need to see beyond the office, the classroom, or the lab. This is what makes us different and unique. Portugal provides an inspirational environment to help you excel and exceed your expectations. Here you can use your knowledge for a greater good. Over time, Portugal has become an inspirational ecosystem. Arts, startups, tourism, technology. Today, we can say we have knowledge running in an inspirational environment. Find us at our website to get even more inspired. This is why you should consider us, visit us, and move here. Because we understand what is really important to you, your family, your career, and your work. Study and research in Portugal.
Last but not least, we'll hear about study and scholarship opportunities from Sweden.
Sweden is a place where one of my dreams became true.
To be chosen as an SI scholarship holder, you had to display that you have leadership qualities.
Everyone is talking about recycling plastics.
You really need to show you have a strong professional background. Sweden is a place that embraces diversity.
Sweden stands for opportunity and innovation. There is a lot of successful companies from here, like Ericsson or Spotify, H&M.
If there's any other place in the world where equality is practiced extremely, that's in Sweden.
Through the Swedish Institute Scholarship, you get first-hand experience of innovation, sustainability, equality. It's really a place where you can thrive.
It's fully funded. You don't have to pay any tuition fees, but also it covers your living expenses.
SI provides opportunities that most scholarships don't provide.
We get to be a part of a network for future global leaders, and the Swedish Institute holds a lifelong relation with us within the alumni network.
You get the opportunity to facilitate seminars, workshops, meet, approach speakers, approach entrepreneurs.
We share a lot of ideas and we get to see lived experiences of each other's countries, and the skills I learned from my time here really set me apart in my organization.
Thanks to the Network for Future Global Leaders, we've been able to form partnerships with people from all over the world. Have been able to achieve a world-class education.
I have been fortunate to have been part of this team of international talent through the SI scholarships. I hope that the world is also ready for these change makers.
My name is Denise Wamaria. I'm an assistant lecturer at the University of Rwanda, College of Science and Technology, in School of Science Department of Mathematics. I'm also a PhD student at Linköping University in Sweden in a mathematical statistical division.
My name is Emeline Munozaga Sana, and I'm an assistant lecturer in the Department of Mathematics, School of Science and the College of Science and Technology, the University of Rwanda, and I'm currently pursuing a PhD in mathematical statistics at Linköping University in Sweden. My research is about high-dimensional discriminant analysis. So that is applying discriminant analysis into high-dimensional data. High-dimensional data is just the data to which you have way fewer observations than the explanatory variables. So in this case, discriminant analysis is just analysis you do when you want to classify or to define some rule that will distinguish different categories. You have a new subject you want to allocate in 2 or more different categories. So that's what this discriminant analysis is about.
My research is about large deviation, and large deviation is a theory which deals with the probability of unlikely events. Those events which happen with a small frequency. Those events, when they happen, they can cause huge effect to the society. For example, the earthquake, epidemic and pandemic disease. And also this large deviation theory can be applied in insurance company to determine amount of premium to be paid every month.
Discriminant analysis is widely applied. It already have been applied for ages. So it can be applied anywhere, and nowadays we are mostly dealing with high-dimensional data. So it's let's say, I would say it's a good contribution to the society right now to use high-dimensional data. Whenever you want to classify, whenever you want to allocate individuals or subjects into different categories, you can always use discriminant analysis. So it can be used anywhere by any researchers or any analyst, data analysts.
So what I can say as a message for young ladies, if you really like mathematics, you can do it. I'm here, I have a master's degree in mathematics, I'm doing a PhD in mathematics, and I'm also teaching mathematics at the University of Rwanda. And mathematics is not only for teaching, but also mathematics can be applied in many areas. For example, in bank, in civil aviation. And also to become a good engineer, you need also to know mathematics. So if you really like mathematics, you can do it, and then you can succeed in your future career.
To the younger ones, especially young ladies that would like to pursue mathematics or any science in general, so what I would say is go for it. If you feel you are good at mathematics or any other science, if you feel that you like mathematics, you love it, then don't let anyone stop you. Don't let the mindset or the society stop you saying this is not for you. So it's for you. If you are good at it, then it's for you. Don't let anyone stop you. Just go for it. You love it. You are good at it, then go for it.
You can find the birth certificates, registration for driving tests, application for the national ID. My name is Solange Mukamurenzi, and my research is on online government services, and I focus on evaluation of those services. In Rwanda, online government services, half of them that are available online, and approximately 100 services now are accessible via a national portal. Marriage certificate and traffic fines. You don't have it in every home, but you can have access through cyber cafes, for instance. Actually, even the people in the countryside are benefiting from the services online, because the services that are online, for instance, the birth certificate, most of the people need that, and it's not accessible now except via online. I think even at the moment it's benefiting anyone, wherever they may be in the country. I feel happy that I have now completed my studies, and now I hope that I'm going to be able to use what I found in my research to be able to support and contribute to e-government in Rwanda. I also think that if countries that have some similar conditions with Rwanda uses my research could be able to see how they can get started to start doing the evaluation of those services.
My name is Regis Hitimana. I'm a PhD student in Umeå University in Sweden, and I'm an academic staff in the University of Rwanda, College of Medicine and Health Sciences, the School of Public Health. My research topic is about cost effectiveness of maternal health interventions in Rwanda, and it's part of a bigger maternal health research in Rwanda that is being implemented in a collaboration with the University of Rwanda, Gothenburg University and Umeå University in Sweden. My role in that group of 4 PhD students implementing that project is to do a research on cost and cost effectiveness of key maternal health interventions, focusing on antenatal care. For Rwanda and other low-income countries that want to achieve the SDG target related to maternal mortality, I believe that antenatal care is one of the areas that needs a lot of improvement, and our research is contributing to existing evidence in relation to cost and the cost effectiveness of different scenarios that can be adopted to make antenatal care better and reduce maternal mortality.
My name is Betilde Wamwezi. I'm a doctoral student at the University of Borås, the Swedish School of Library and Information Sciences. My research is about resource sharing among the libraries of the University of Rwanda. My research will inform the Rwandan society, especially policymakers and the University of Rwanda community, on the status of libraries, the challenges and opportunities linked to the merger, and finally, the solutions and strategies to achieve modern libraries capable to support the University of Rwanda in achieving its mission of teaching, learning, and research.
Hello and welcome back. We are here again in Kigali. I'm Look now from the EU delegation. I'm your moderator of this session. And before we start, I would like to introduce you to our panelists, our experts from Belgium, from Portugal, and from Sweden, who are joining us today and who will answer your questions. So we first of all have Brenda Dion, Support Project Officer at Wallonia Brussels Campus, and her colleague Aline Franchimont, who is Communication Officer also at Wallonia Brussels Campus. We have Christophe Goossens, Program Manager at Vlir UOS, the Flemish Program for University Development Cooperation. From Portugal, we have Mrs. Isabel Bombida, Coordinator and Lecturer at the Addis Ababa University. We have from Sweden, Mrs. Isabel Muccio, who is Lecturer and Coordinator at the University of Rwanda for the Swedish program. And we have Mr. Adam Sarak, Program Manager at the Swedish Institute, working with Study in Sweden. So welcome to you all. And I would like to start with a few words to our participants. This session is for you, and we would like you to ask as many questions as you have about the study opportunities in Europe. Anything you want to know about how to apply for a study program in Europe or a scholarship, please, this session is for you. You can raise your questions. Please remember that you have to ask your questions in the chat box on the right bottom of your screen, and we will then retrieve those questions and ask them to the post them to the participants and hopefully get answers on all of them. So you can already start with your questions. But let me first of all say that we have had about 1,350 students and lecturers and university staff registered for this session. I hope you have all joined by now, and there is also the possibility to join us without a registration, so maybe we have even more. And we have asked our participants about their main interests, a few questions about what they are mostly interested in, and about their backgrounds. And so we have about 75% of the population of the Rwandan students here, they are bachelor students. We have about 20% that are already in their masters, and then we have a few others who are either PhD students or lecturers or staff members. Then we have also asked you about what kind of programs you would be interested in, and most of the responses were that you are looking for master programs in Europe, and so we will obviously take that into account for your in our session. Then we also asked our interested students about the challenges that they saw, the main obstacles in applying or getting to study abroad. And the main issues there that were named was, first of all, the access to funding, scholarships, but also to sustain the stay in Europe. Then secondly, questions about the visa, the difficulties to obtain a visa, and then questions about the procedures, how to apply, where to apply, what documents, and finally, where to find the information. So these have been the questions that were mostly raised. And I'm now turning to our support team to see if we have already questions, but so far we have not yet got any questions from our audience. So in that sense, I would perhaps like to start asking myself a question to our panelists and about the possibilities to get a scholarship for the programs that you are offering, since funding is one of the main issues that the students have raised in our registration. So are there any possibilities to obtain scholarships, and what would be the best way to go about it? Maybe we can start with the participants from the Wallonia Brussels campus, and then go and take the others in turn, the Flemish program, the Portuguese, and then the Swedish program. So over to you, Brenda. Brenda, do you hear me? Do you want to take the floor?
Oh, hi. Should I? Okay. I thought I had to write. So everybody can hear me well? Hi, I'm Brenda. I'm from Wallonia Brussels campus in the French-speaking part of Belgium. And about the funding, about the helps that we have in Belgium. So we have a few of them. The first one, as my colleague from the Flemish part said already in the video, is from ARES. So is the ARES scholarship programs. We can send you the link if you want, but you can also check on the website. They have all the criteria and everything, all the conditions to admissions, of course. It's for the master programs and also the specialized master programs. So you have also the AUF programs scholarships for the master programs, the PhDs, and the internships, if you're interested also in the internships. you can also check, of course, in their website. Also, we as Wallonia Brussels International have also scholarship programs. They allowed our students at master level to pursue higher education in universities in French-speaking Belgium, of course. And it's for the short stay, so it's like for 6 months. And it's 6 months, but you can renew them. What else can I say? Yeah, the scholarship programs covers the transport costs, so the flight, for example. It's also how can I say? It's also it covers also the monthly allowance, like the daily living, the cost of health in case of accidents. Hope not. And how can you get them? It's on the website of the AUF Master Scholarships. Also, we have PhDs scholarships as well. That covers the cost of the transport, the journey, as the master scholarships. We have it covers also. It covers also the cost of daily living as well, and the health insurance, and so on. How can you get them? Normally, the application for the scholarships are made on the basis of regional calls for tenders. So they're available from September once, and completed application must be submitted by mid-December. So that's probably much I can say. Also, if you like to, I'm sorry, I have the message. Yes, thank you. My colleague Aline is sending all the links. So if you also like to register for the next academic year, you'll be able to apply in February and March for the next year. So I think that's probably it. But if you have more specific questions.
Thank you, Brenda. I think that was very good. A very good overview over the possibilities to get scholarships for the part of Belgium in Wallonia and Brussels. And we now turn to Mr. Goossens for perhaps a short answer on scholarship opportunities in the Flemish side of Belgium.
Yes, thank you very much, isn't it now? Well, it's quite like as our Wallonian friends and Brussels friends. What I would like to highlight, actually, if you are interested in getting a scholarship in a Flemish or Walloon university, there are two possibilities actually. The first one is the one who has been explained here. So this is really scholarships for the typical some 15 types of masters that are being organized within a Flemish university. This is open now, as Mr. Swallen has explained in the introductory video, and you can apply. So we have 20 partner countries, and of all those 20 partner countries, people can apply from those countries. So Rwanda is also included. So I invite you, if you are interested, go to our website, and you will have a list of the 15 masters. They're all taught in English, and then you can apply. Another possibility is to get involved into a project. At this moment, as we speak, Vlir US has some 8 projects running with the University of Rwanda. And there's also a possibility, if you are, of course, a student of University of Rwanda, please get informed. And there's also a possibility within those projects, those running projects, to get a scholarship and to come to Belgium if necessary. So that's about the two possibilities. So and the rest is quite similar as our Wallonian friends. So thank you. That's all I have to say. If you have questions, please shoot.
Thank you very much. And I just would like to say that all the information, also links and background information, will be on our website at the EU delegation in Rwanda or our Facebook page. So you can always refer to this source afterwards, and we will put all the information that we will receive there after this session. So maybe can I invite Mrs. Boavida now to give us an overview for Portugal. Okay, there seems to be a problem. We will check, but maybe then we first take Sweden. Mr. Sarac, can you perhaps give us some information about the scholarship opportunities in Sweden, please? Please unmute. Or Mrs. Muccio, if you can, we cannot hear Mr. Sarac right now. Would you take the floor?
Okay, thank you. I'm here as Sylvie representing the UR Sweden program, the program that is a research cooperation between University of Rwanda and Sweden through Swedish universities. The scholarships offered by the UR Sweden program primarily targets the staff of the University of Rwanda, and only staff of the University of Rwanda have benefited from the PhD scholarships. As you have seen in the video that was shown, with a few exceptions of staff from partner public institutions such as ministries. Currently, there are no openings, but when they will be available, it will be widely communicated. The selection first starts at the University of Rwanda using the procedures of the University of Rwanda, and then the students pass another admission process to universities in Sweden. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sarac, would you want to add something to this presentation? Can you hear us? We can still not hear you. Okay, I think we will perhaps move on and come back to you in a second round. We have in the meantime got some questions in, which I would like to relay to our participants, to our panelists. And these questions are more on the modalities of the programs that you offer. So one question would be on the level of the programs and the opportunities that you offer. So do you have programs at bachelor level, at master level, at PhD level, or all three of them? That would be one question that the students have asked. A second question is about the criteria that you would normally apply to for students to fulfill. We had a question about the students who have low marks. Can they still apply for a study and possibly a scholarship in your programs? And thirdly, what kind of sort of proof of language capacities would you require? Do you require, for example, the test of English as a foreign language, or what kind of proof do you require? Maybe we start. We can start this time with a Flemish colleague, Mr. Goossens.
Yes. Yeah, the requirements. I think it's all explained on the website, of course. So first of all, there's the age requirement, of course. You can't be older than 40, if I'm not mistaken. You also need, of course, a proof of a bachelor. So this is really quite important. Regarding the language issues, I think it's yields 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. I should check it too. Or TOEFL 7, I think, isn't it? The TOEFL 7. So, but I think for Rwanda, it's not really a problem. I think, given the fact that there's English quite educated there, so I think that is not a problem. So it's also true that each and every program uses its own criteria as well. So it's difficult to generalize, in fact. So what you have to do is really go on our website, check the specific training you're interested in, and then you will see all the different elements that the requirements that you need to get a scholarship. That's about it. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to generalize. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, since it's open now, I really invite all the people to go and check. And of course, there is also a selection as well. So that we have 12 scholarships that are provided by the program itself, by VRUS. Of course, you can also sign in individually. I mean, if you have the money available, there's also a possibility to come on your own means, of course. And of course, 12 scholarships that are provided by the program that are not that much for the high number of partner countries that we have. So there's a selection going on, of course, and then they pick out the best students, of course. That goes without saying. So
okay, thank you.
It.
Thank you. Then maybe Brenda or Aline, can you give us the information as well on the side of Wallonia and Brussels?
Yes, hello. Concerning the different level, of course, we have bachelor's level and master's level. It's also possible to do a PhD in our universities. As my colleague from Flanders said, the requirements depends on the study you want to apply for. Concerning the language, students need to take upper intermediate level in French or English, depending on the course they will follow. This is to apply for a master program. If you want to apply for a bachelor program, you don't need to pass a test. Yes?
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay, right. And concerning low marks, I don't really know if there is general requirements. I think it really depends on the program you want to apply for. To do our artistic studies, of course, you will have to pass an exam before enter the school. It's the same for medicine, for example. And well, I advise you to go on our website to check research engine where you can find all the programs we have in Wallonia, Brussels. And then you just have to choose the program you are interested in, and you will find all the specific information about it. I don't know if I have answered all the questions.
I think that's fine, and I think also that we have now our colleague Adam Sarac from Sweden with sound. So maybe you would like to add something to the previous question on scholarships, but also answer on the questions of modalities that I just raised with regard to the level, the marks, and the language.
Yes, and I hope you can all hear me now. Yes, perfect. So hello everyone, I'm Adam Sarek and I work at the Swedish Institute here in Stockholm, Sweden. So we work with informing about studying in Sweden at all levels, and also we have a scholarship called the Swedish Institute's Scholarship for Global Professionals, which is eligible for Rwandan students. And there was a video about this earlier. So it's for master programs, and you can basically apply from the 8th of February. This is a great national program which covers pretty much all the costs. And you can read much more about this program, and I'll be happy to answer questions. But the main takeaway is that it's a scholarship for professionals. So it's for students who have already come a few years into their working life. But you can read more about the scholarship and everything about studying in Sweden on our website, studyinSweden.se. And so there are also other scholarships from universities, from companies. So you can read about all of those on that website, studyinSweden.se. Then the other question pertained to the requirements for studying in Sweden. Was that it?
Yes, there was a question about the marks. If you can come if you have bad marks, for example. Yes.
Right.
And
sure.
and about the language requirement, how to prove that, for example.
Perfect. Okay. So most programs in Sweden, we have programs at master level, at bachelor level, and most of them at master level are in English, and we have a big number with very varying topics, and you can study basically anything. And the entry requirements are varying as well. So there are different requirements for each program, and I can't say in general what you would need to qualify, but I think the best way to find out is to go to our website, and then you can search for all the programs in all the universities in Sweden, and then you will find the requirements for each program. And I'm sure there will be something to suit all students. And then the same goes for English requirements. Generally, you need a TOEFL exam or a IELTS exam or something similar to show that you're English proficient. And this information is also on our website. Under each program, you will see what level of English you need. And this is very easy to prove. Once you apply, you just send in this document digitally. The whole application is digital, so it's very easy and very convenient. Yeah, hope that sort of answers the question.
Very good, thank you. I'm not sure, Mrs. Muccio, would you like to complement this or should we move on?
Yeah, I would like to talk about the English aspect. For those in some Swedish universities, proof of English proficiency is required, especially for students that have, as you know, our program is only for PhD scholarship. So those students that have had masters in French-speaking countries are required to have an English proficiency in universities. And then depending on the marks, and some marks which are low, it cannot be accepted. But this is a requirement for those who have had masters in French-speaking countries, such as Belgium or France or any other. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I have to apologize because we have a problem with our Portuguese speaker. Our panelist from Portugal has not managed to connect yet to the session. So we hope that she will be coming and joining us soon. So once that is the case, we will obviously give her the space to address also these kind of questions for the Portuguese opportunities, let's say, to study in Portugal. But for the time being, she's not there. So that's obviously a pity. Let me just say as well that for what concerns the scholarship, obviously the EU, the Erasmus Plus program also offers a number of opportunities for one have from all or Erasmus Mundus, the master level, and these programs are fully funded. You can find more information on the website of the EU delegation about all these programs, and I invite you to have a look there. We have also got a number of questions about the availability of specific courses, specialities like agricultural economics or information technology in the different countries. But I think the best thing to do if you're interested in a specific career, you go to the website of the different countries or organizations and have a look there and find out if your specialty is offered. I would invite you to pose more questions. We're open to receive more questions on the chat function. So please, if you have another question, send them through to us. Maybe I would like to have another round of questions on the sort of the fee that one should expect to pay when inscribing for a program in the different countries. I mean, what is the minimum fee that you would have to pay to be admitted in a university program in Belgium, Portugal, or Sweden? Maybe we can start this time with the Swedish colleagues. I mean, Adam, can you respond to that?
Yeah, of course, sure. Good question. And like in most of the EU, we do have a tuition fee, and it varies from program to program, depending on the kind of program you get. Yeah, and so the average fee is something like 12,000 euros per academic year, but that can vary a lot. It can go down to 8,000 euros, and it can be higher as well. And so programs here can be anything from 1-year master, 2-year master, to a 3-year bachelor. So it really depends on what kind of program, at what level, and with what focus you choose. But that's generally the cost.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe our colleagues from Brussels, Wallonie, could take the floor now.
Yes, hi. So I will answer this question. So we have two different fees depending of the level of the degree. So for example, for the master degrees, we have, so it's the students must pay maximum annual tuition fees of 835 euros. And for certain advanced master's degrees, like MBAs, for example, the amount of tuitions may differ, of course. You will have to contact directly the university or the higher education institutions to see. And for the PhDs programs, the fees are from 835 euros the first year, and approximately 50 euros the year thereafter. So the second year, it will be 50 euros.
Okay, thank you very much. Christophe, can you answer this question for the Flemish side?
Yeah, so luckily both Wallonia and Flanders are in Belgium, so we use exactly the same amounts. Huh? But I think it's important to mention, Ben, that we're talking about two types of students, of course. Huh? The first type, as I said, the ones who are coming by their own means, huh? So they have to pay a tuition fee. But the ones who get selected for a scholarship, they don't have to pay the fee, of course. The pay is included in the scholarship. On the contrary, yeah, they get an allowance, a monthly allowance of about 1,400 euros. So that's how it works, to survive, to live, living allowance. So that's it's true. It's true that Belgium is quite cheap regarding the studies, because was quite surprised by Sweden that that's expensive. But Belgium is known for the good quality of education, as well as the low price, of course, of the tuition fee. So come all to Belgium.
That's good. I mean, that's obviously up to every student to choose. We have still not our participant from Portugal, I'm afraid, so we will have to address questions later. But maybe we can come to the other issue that was raised a lot during the registration process that is linked to the visa requirements. I mean, maybe you could say a few words about what is required. First of all, in the case that you have a scholarship, is it then automatic that the student will get a visa for the stay in Europe, in your country? Or then the second situation, when someone finances the study and the stay by themselves, by their own means, what is the requirement in this case to get a visa? Maybe we start this time with Brenda and Aline.
I will take this one. Students have to apply for a long-term visa, or is also called Visa D. It is mandatory to enter in the country, and it will allow the student to stay more than 90 days. So students have to apply for this type of visa, long-term visa, Visa D, from the embassy or Belgian consulate for your usual place of residence, so here, Rwanda. And you will be charged approximately €200 to cover the administrative fees. When you will arrive in Belgium, on the country, you will have to find accommodation and to be registered in your new place of residence. And you will have to go to the administrative structure of your place of residence in Belgium to obtain your final visa.
Thank you very much. I assume that is the same for the Flemish side, Christoph.
Yes, it is. Maybe what Aline has forgotten to say, that Belgium is in the Schengen zone, so it's all the same for all those countries. So that's how it works.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Maybe also to add on, for foreign students, very often the host universities can help you out in assisting you finding some appropriate accommodation. Usually, then it's on the campus, or they have special living units, where you can stay them. So that's all something you have to find out. It also differs from one university to the other. So, but in general, what Aline has said is very correct indeed. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then, sorry.
Yeah, just maybe to add that it can take between 6 to 8
That's
weeks.
That's all something you have to find out.
A visa, even to obtain an appointment. So students must be prepared and not wait the last minute to do this kind of preparation.
True, as always, these administrative processes take a lot of time everywhere, and it's obviously it's always good to be prepared early on. Also, have a look at the websites regularly, so that you can see when the application periods open, so that you are early to prepare your dossiers, and that you can introduce your files ahead of time, so that you don't miss a deadline and are disqualified for this kind of administrative reasons. So it's always good to stay on the ball and be active. So maybe can I pass the floor again to Sweden? Sylvie or Adam, can you maybe take the floor on the issue of the visa?
Yeah, maybe maybe I can start, and Sylvie can add if she has anything extra. So for visas in Sweden, it's quite straightforward, and you apply online. You, as a student, when you've gotten admitted, it generally isn't a problem. You get the residence permit. You just need to show your documents from the university admission. The thing is, it does take some time, like my fellow countrymen here, fellow countries here have said. And you have to apply early. So it's good to apply already when you've gotten admitted and you know you're going to go to Sweden. Yeah, you go to our central government website called the Migration Agency, Swedish Migration Agency. There's a link from our website, studyinsweden.se. And then you do the whole application online. And then at the end, you have to go to your local or nearby Swedish embassy to leave some additional information. But it's a very straightforward process. And maybe I can add, after you have finished your degree, you are graduated, you get an additional 12 months residence permit after your studies to stay on in Sweden and look for a job or do an internship or anything like that. And that's almost automatically approved once you applied for it. I hope that answers the questions. And Sylvie, maybe you can add if you have anything extra.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same. I have nothing to add.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very interesting. Just to say that in Kigali, the usual the country that delivers Schengen visa for most of the EU countries is Belgium. So you would have to address to the Belgian embassy at the time of applying for the visa. But that is once you have obviously succeeded in being accepted at the university. I'm just looking through the chat, and there are not that many questions coming in. I have one very specific question. It's about a person who holds already an MBA in aviation and airport management, and is asking if he would be eligible to apply for another MBA in EU countries. Maybe can I ask the Swedish colleagues to take this question?
Yes, sure. Yeah, of course. You can have as many master degrees or MBAs as you want, and you can still apply to any master program in Sweden as long as you have the correct, as long as you meet the criteria. It doesn't matter like how much you studied before, what age you are, etc. As for MBAs, Sweden doesn't have the specific kind of programs, MBAs. We do, of course, have master programs in business and economics, but at least most universities, they don't have that specific MBA type of program.
Thank you. Maybe for Christophe, can you answer the question for either for Flanders or the whole of Belgium? I don't know.
Yeah, of course. This person in specifically he could apply. The only limitation is that you can only apply once, in the sense that you can only so you can't apply for several courses at the same time. So you have to choose. Huh? And the second is, once you have had a scholarship, you can't apply for a second time, of course. So that's the only limitation. For the rest, anything is possible. Yeah, indeed. As long as you get as long as you fall into the criteria, of course. That's for sure.
Sorry. Aline, Brenda, would you like to add something to this?
No, because I think they have said everything. So yes, of course, you can apply as long as you find the programs, of course. But yeah, I think Christophe said it all. Sorry.
Okay. Then I have another question in the chat right now that is about, is it possible, there is a person who says he has a first-class degree and then professional experience. Would that qualify him to to apply for a higher degree, I suppose a master's degree I mean, does professional experience give you a sort of the qualification to apply for a study program in your countries? Maybe we start with Brussels, Wallonie.
I think I can answer this one, and if there's something else to add, my colleague Aline can add. So we have told you about the RS scholarship programs earlier, and with those programs, for example, the specialized masters, so the advanced masters, it will be required to have some professional experience. So for this one, it is required, but not for the bachelor, I think, and probably not for the masters too. But if I'm wrong, I let my colleagues correct me. Thank you.
Okay, Aline or Christophe, would you add something to that?
Well, in our case, we don't foresee any bachelor scholarships, so it's only masters, meaning that you need of course the rightful training, of course, in order to get access to our program. So of course, professional training is always a positive thing, of course, but you need of course the right education in order for you to apply for a specific scholarship in one of our programs. So for us, it's I think in this case of this person, I don't think it will be possible, of course. So, but again, it can differ, of course, from one program to the other. But you need at least a bachelor, that's for sure, in order for us to get access to one of our programs. So
okay, thank you, Christoph. Our Swedish colleagues, Sylvie or Adam, would you want to take the floor?
Sure. Let's see. So yeah, it's the same as previous speaker. You do need a bachelor degree to study a master degree, but you might be able to study a bachelor degree, which we also offer in Sweden in English. So you would have to look at the specific requirements again for each program, each bachelor program, and you can also ask individual universities, and they would be happy to help you to see like where you're eligible. Work experience usually does not count, or you can't really show that when you apply. It does help when you apply for a scholarship in Sweden. Then our official national scholarship, which I talked about earlier, that's it has a requirement of some work experience, but that's only for master level. So that might be for a few years on maybe. But yeah, that's generally what it's like in Sweden.
Okay, Sylvie, do you have anything to add to this?
Yes, because the program, the UR Sweden program, is for research capacity building for University of Rwanda staff, primarily academic staff and researchers. So definitely, as a PhD, you need to have a master's to be enrolled in a PhD program. And of course, because you are already a staff, you have to be working. So those that have in the past been accepted from other institutions, such as ministries, they are also already working, and they get a study leave to go for studies, and they come back. They come back to Rwanda to conduct their research because it's a sandwich program. So they have to do some data collection while in Rwanda, and also their home universities, here being University of Rwanda or any other ministry. Yes, that's it.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid we still have no sight of our colleague from Portugal. It's we don't know exactly what's happening there, but probably we will not be able to answer the questions related to the Portuguese program. And we are also running out a little bit of questions, so I would propose to that I ask you one more question, and that is, first of all, to give some tips for our interested students in terms of what should they do to apply. Is there anything that students should take into account specifically when they want to apply? What would be your tips? And maybe if you could also just repeat once again, when is the next deadline for applying for your programs, so that the interested students in Rwanda know exactly by when they will have to put in their files. Maybe we can start with the colleagues from Sweden again, Adam or Sylvie.
Yes, great. So it's a perfect timing. Our deadline, general deadline for all universities in Sweden for when you can apply for a degree, a bachelor or master degree, is on January 15th. So you still have a few days left to apply. And then some universities might have a later deadline, and it might vary a little bit. So I think the best first step for you is to go to our website, studyinsweden.se. You can search all the programs, and then you can see exactly what you want to apply for, read about the requirements for those programs. You can also go to individual university websites to read more and to ask them questions. And then you go to the central application website. It's linked from our website, but it's universityadmissions.se. And where you in a very easy way, you just kind of apply online and you upload your documents. Well, that's a later stage. And you can apply for up to 4 master programs at the same time, or 8 bachelor programs at the same time from all the universities in Sweden. So that's quite straightforward. Just do it before the deadline this Friday, and it should be totally fine. And then I think Sylvie can tell you about the PhD process a little bit more, which is different.
Yeah. PhD scholarships are offered through sub-programs which have research areas that the PhD project will focus on. So usually there is a call for application that comes through your website and through other communication channels. And this call specify the area that a PhD project will focus on, or PhD projects, if there are many. And so the application, then the staff or applicants, they follow the instructions on the application, on the call for application. As I said before, these the openings are not here yet, and new openings for scholarships, for the PhD scholarships, will be communicated through the normal channels, and you will be able to see them. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvie. Before I hand the floor over to our Belgian colleagues, can you we've just got a question again, specifically on the PhD programs by Sweden. And the question is whether these scholarships are only offered to staff or PhD students of the University of Rwanda. So is that specific to your university?
Yeah, as I said, the program is for research capacity building of UR staff. If we talk about PhD training or PhD scholarships, these are primarily offered for the University of Rwanda staff, academic staff, who have a master's degree. So it's priority is for the staff of UR.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, Ben, maybe I can just add, I forgot to mention one thing, but also on the PhD topic, in general, for all Swedish universities, when it comes to PhD level, it's funded by the university, so it's publicly funded, and you usually don't have to look for external funding or scholarships. So it's almost like you're being hired by the university and you get a salary and all of that. It can differ a little bit from university to university, but that's generally what it's like in Sweden. And then I wanted to say about scholarships for master programs. The application deadline is slightly later than the program application deadline. So you start applying on, I think, 8th of February, and then you have a couple of weeks to apply for the scholarship. That's it.
Yes.
Thanks.
What I can add, this doesn't exclude, as Adam has said, this doesn't include other opportunities for Sweden, because the University of Rwanda Sweden program only focuses on the staff of UR, but this doesn't prevent you to apply through other agencies or other calls from different universities. They could be entirely different from the program. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think it's certainly good news for our participants to know that they can still apply for scholarships in February, so they have a little bit more time. And then may I direct the question about the tips that you would have for applicants and the deadlines to our colleagues from Belgium. Maybe Christophe, would you want to start?
Yeah, sure, of course. Well, tips, start as soon as possible. You are lucky because in Belgium, both the French-speaking and the Flemish-speaking universities have, for the moment, calls open. So you can apply. This is the right moment. If I'm not mistaken, it's until March, depending again on the specific program that you want to apply for. Start on time, especially also then for, as was mentioned, for your visa, so that you have everything in place. And yeah, try several programs, of course, and check what you're interested in. And good luck, I would say. I mean, there are plenty of possibilities. And as I said, Belgium is a very nice country, so you're welcome. Thanks.
Yes, so as Christophe said, enrollments generally close at the end of March, beginning of April. We really advise you to start your enrollment procedure in February, March at the latest. Well, the first tip is to find your study program. So I really advise you to go on our website, check on the motor engine. You will find all the study programs in Wallonia, Brussels. And then just check the link and take contact directly with the university of your choice. We don't hear you, Ben.
Sorry. Is there anything to be added on Brenda, perhaps, or?
I don't know. I think they say everything.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Then I just would like to say that for the EU's Erasmus program as well, the deadlines are coming up towards the end of January or the end of February. It depends obviously on the master master program that you are choosing. So there also I invite you to go on the EU delegation's website, go through the master catalog and choose a program that you're interested in. You can then find the deadlines and then you can send in your application. And in terms of tips, again, I would also stress very much, take your time, prepare thoroughly, and prepare and submit your dossier in time. I mean, we don't want to disqualify any students for coming too late, but if you are after the deadline, that's unfortunately what's going to happen. And once again, I would like to say that if you want to apply for a joint master program under Erasmus Mundus, You don't need to have your bachelor degree right now. You just have to have the expectation that by the start of the program, you will have the bachelor, obtain the bachelor degree. So it's open also if you are not yet if you don't yet have the degree. I think we have basically run out of questions. Let me check once again our stream. No, there's one more question, and that is about if there are any application fees for master's degrees. So just to, you have to pay in order to apply. Maybe, can I ask again, Adam, what the situation is in Sweden?
Sorry. So whether they have to pay to apply for a degree in Sweden? Is that the question? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you now.
Sorry. I think the question is, if you want to introduce the application, do you have to pay for that without knowing if you are accepted?
Yeah. So when you apply for a program in Sweden, like I said, you apply for all the programs in all the universities in the same portal, and then you have to pay a one-time fee. It's, I believe, 90 euros fee. So that's that's something everyone has to pay, even if you don't know if you're admitted, etc. But other than that, there's no fee to apply for scholarship, etc., or residence permit.
Okay, thank you very much. And then Brenda or Aline, what's the situation for Brussels and Bologna?
I am not sure about those fees, but they might they might be proper to each university. So maybe maybe from it can depends from one school to another, but I'm not sure about this fees.
Yeah,
And
I think that most of the time it's free. You just have to go on the website of the university you have chosen, and the procedure is free. Well, I think it is.
Thank you very much. And Christophe, do you have anything to add for the Flemish universities about the application? Is there a fee for the?
There are no application fees, so you can apply, and it's for free. I'm quite surprised that people in Sweden. It's interesting. I'm learning. That's nice. So no, it's for free. It's for free. You can apply, and then you have to wait, of course, until you get the news. But you can apply, and that's for free. There is no specific fee connected to that.
Okay, thank you. And then I have one specific question about the ARES scholarships. Someone who has applied for a master's program and who would like to know when the result of the selection procedure will be communicated.
I don't know if my colleagues want to answer that.
Well, I don't have the answer.
But I think that person can find the answer on the ARES website, or they can directly contact the person in charge.
Well, as it's maybe interesting to know that the academic year in Belgium runs from September till June. So people who are applying now, if they have a chance to get the scholarship, they will start in September or October. So possibly they will get information. Of course, again, it depends on one program or the other. So if the application is still until March, probably by May, June they will get the information. So, but again, it depends, of course. But I think it's important to know that the academic year runs from September till June, inclusive. So that's it.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. I think We are coming to a close of this event. We have no more questions left in our chat. So I believe we have addressed most of the subject or all of the subjects that are of special interest to our students in Rwanda. Just let me repeat once again, you will find all the information on the websites of the EU delegation. We will put in all the websites of the different study programs in our member states. So you will be redirected to the address of the institution that you are looking at. We will also strive to put on our website and on our Facebook page the videos of today's session, so you will have the occasion to re-watch and perhaps listen again to the advice that has been given in this session, as also in the two other sessions which have been running in parallel about the opportunities in the other member states. And so I would really like to close this session by, first of all, inviting all of you students, staff, lecturers in Rwanda to apply, to prepare and to apply for this opportunity, which is really not only a sort of a chance in terms of the academic progress that you can make, but it's also in terms of your personal experience that you can make by living for some time, some years in Europe. I think it's a very enriching experience, and it will be a moment in life that you will hopefully not forget. So let me thank also all our panelists from Belgium, Wallonia Brussels campus, from FLIRO-US in Flanders, and from the Swedish Institute, and from the University of Rwanda, from the Swedish program, for being with us and for responding to all the questions that have been raised here. And I thank you very much for your attention and wish you a good afternoon. Thank you.